And we should be live. Let me go ahead and check. Says we are live, but are we? Let's see. We've got an ad playing, so yes, we are in fact live. Awesome. All right. Hello, everyone. Ace here. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm going to, of course, be today playing something a little bit different. So, for those of you who don't know, today happens to be a holiday, specifically President's Day, and in response to it being President's Day, I've decided to play a game that I believe is rather fitting. Specifically, Andre Gomes says, hello, Andre Gomes. Specifically, today we're going to be playing Donald Trump's Real Estate Tycoon. This is a game that does, in fact, actually exist. And some funny things I've noticed about it already. Johnny O'Malley says, I'm a little surprised that I haven't heard of this game until now. Yeah, it came out back in 2002 during the whole Tycoon craze back then. And yes, it does indeed feature the actual voice of Donald Trump. Is it a good game or a great game? It's not a great game, I will say that, but it is what it is. And I figured it'd be an interesting game to play. There are a few things that have kind of aged rather hilariously about the game in context. Keep in mind this game came out in 2002, so when you find out it is developed by Red Cap Entertainment, and here's their company logo, but it's not actually in the game, but it is here, just proving that it is the case. Well, I thought it was rather amusing that the game basically predicted the MAGA hat well over a decade and a half before MAGA, or about almost a decade and a half before MAGA was actually a thing. But anyways, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into the actual game. Dr. Grubius says, just got done arguing with someone regarding the doomsday clock. I needed a bit of ace in my hole. That was a sports joke, but didn't work. Okay, that's okay. Hopefully, yep, okay, everything is looking alright. So I am using DG Voodoo 2, and it does mess with the main menu a little bit. Or it says, Ace, are you going to sell properties next to the ocean? Don't you know we'll all be Atlantis because the rising waters? Oh, you know it. So, remember how we already mentioned that the game predicted the MAGA hat? Well, look at one of the company choices. Pepe. Yes, the game has Pepe as a company choice. Now, like I said, the menu is a little bit wonky here because I am using DG Voodoo 2, but yes, we will of course be playing as the Pepe company. We will be playing as the default settings of Ruthless Rick of the company Greed Inc. Because, of course, I will say that the game at least has a sense of humor. So what I think we're going to do is just go through the missions. There's 5 missions plus the meat of the game, which is the battle scenario between you and Trump. But, yeah, Dr. Grubia says, this brings me back. I miss old Tycoon game. Yep. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Welcome to Donald Trump's Real Estate Tycoon. Have you got what it takes to buy, build, and sell better than the best developer on the planet? Now construct new buildings in each of 5 cities. It doesn't matter which type you build or where you build it. The mission is won once you have at least 1 completed building in each city. There is a time limit of 24 months, so don't waste time.
Alright, this is actually going to be fairly easy to do. So what we'll do is buy some property here. We'll set up the number of shops to that. I'm setting it up exclusively as shops because we can do this quickly. We'll hit that, and I think we'll also hit Atlanta City. Shops seem like a pretty good starting point here. So in 17 hours, we will have a couple of buildings already. Now, the way this game works is you basically have multiple different time zones going out at the same time, and therefore you juggle your resources in order to build these buildings. And then, like for now, we can go into Paris and actually do stuff here. So what I'm thinking is, we'll just take this here. This should, we could take out a loan. This would give us $1 million, or almost 2 million. I don't know if I want to do that right now. But yeah, there's 5 cities, and for this first mission, all we really need to do is get 5 buildings built. And my plan for this is we're going to complete these structures here, sell the shop space, and then we will be able to hopefully, from there, simply, well, build more stuff. And then, hopefully we don't have to actually worry about the whole loan system. We'll see. But yeah, also also you have to factor in business hours a little bit in this game. It's kind of a weird choice. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that decision, but hey, it's what it is, and it's part of the whole core game. Okay, let's see what we can get here. That looks good. And that looks good, and yep, now we have enough to build another building there. And let's zoom out. There we go. Now you also have to factor in the months, because once the new months roll around, there's new buyers and all that, so it's a good strategy to work with. Let's see, I will buy this. Except we won't, because the offices just closed. That's okay. We'll just go to Paris now and buy that one building, or one slot I was thinking of picking up. Actually, here we go. Just do this. There we are. And we can now also go into London and get a property there. This is a good one. You really want to get the high value properties first, and they are, it's not randomized in this game, but there we are. Technically, I can even beat the game right now by just doing the whole going to New York and then just taking out a loan and buying a property there. In fact, that's what I will do. We can build up to 12 stories, and each of these numbers here, it constitutes stories. So, we'll build that, and then that should be done. Let's read some of the comments here. Johnny O'Malley says, it loads good, man. Ora says, Donald Trump is everywhere, movies, games, real life. Dr. DeGrubius says, Trump is love, Trump is life. Lynn Hero says, are the Trump lines actual lines he recorded, or are they pre-existing Trump clips? I'm pretty sure they are actual lines that he recorded. And there's also a mobile version of the game, I guess, for the Engage of all things, where he had to redo a lot of lines. So he's actually recorded his lines basically for 2 separate versions of the game altogether with 2 different sets of lines. So, fair enough. I'll just build another building while we wait. Johnny O'Malley says Trump cuts better than a Trump cuts butter better than a knife. Wait, what? Or it says Trump went full digital AI and is controlling the Trumpinator in the White House from this game. Then Hero says if they were recorded for the game, I can't not imagine how fucking fun that would be. Recording session had to be. Yep. Okay, so we should, should be able to sell some of these for a hefty profit while we wait. Boom. Alright, so in one more day, that building will be complete. We do have a little bit of money to play with. Let's build a proper skyscraper in another one of these. Some of these missions are also easier than some others, so, you know. Alright, we got that settled. I'm thinking we'll do this. We have the money. Okay, we are a little bit in the red because of that loan. That's okay. Technically, if it really comes down to it, we could always just take out another loan elsewhere. This mission's gonna be done pretty quickly, though, I think. Dr. Grubius says, what do you make of the Doomsday Clock anyways? I'm gonna go with the territory of the Doomsday Clock is basically just... It's basically just a fear-mongering thing, more than anything, it seems to me. Like, as a reasonable metric of anything, I don't consider it a serious metric of anything, really. But, that's just me. Laughing Cavalier says, in the sequel game, you have to fight off lawyers to stop you becoming president. There we are, mission completed. Alright. Now, we can change up the style as well as the buildings. This will cause it to be a little bit more expensive, but, you know. It might actually help with property values, though, so let's try that with one of these, I guess. Laughing Cavalier says, is there a Gaza Strip map for this game? Maybe someone could mod that in. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Or it says, that sounds like a likely sequel. Johnny says, come on, man, get the new Elder Scrolls game. Nah, dude, the third game is always the worst. Besides, I'm saving up my money for that game. Dude, Kingdom Hearts is gonna bomb so hard. I wanted to make a 2002 joke. Fair enough. Alright, we will play as the normal difficulty for Mission 2.
Tear down 3 buildings in Paris. The problem is you don't have enough cash to tear the houses down immediately. So earn money first by constructing smaller houses and selling off the floors. Finish your mission in 30 months.
This is one of those missions that I found did take a little bit longer. But I think, have a strategy. We'll buy it cheap here. But that's not what we're really going to be interested in making our money from. It's probably going to be from here for a little bit. Set this to 3 and 3. There, not quite. Well, if I lower that, that should do. Alright. But yeah, my plan is basically for Paris, we're going to make the crummiest houses possible. And then sell them. And then demolish them. And then that'll complete the mission. Now, technically, I could also buy this one here. But we're going to wait on that. So once this building is finished, we will have a lot more money to play with, I think, and that's going to be our go-to strategy. We're going to prioritize condos and shops, because that seems to be the winning play for that. I need another level 1. Yes. So we could go with this one, and this one, and we'll make the cheapest buildings possible and demolish them, just so we can demolish them. And that should be our ticket to completing the mission. Alright, so this building here looks like it is basically halfway done, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. We completed in 10 hours, which works perfectly fine for me. I can start selling off all the stuff from that, and then what I'm thinking is, we'll see how expensive these houses are if I decide to make the crummiest thing possible. Yeah, 340,000. And I can build it in 2 hours. Okay, if I can get, say, 1.5 million, that should be enough to hopefully just about finish the mission. In fact, I could really cheese it by doing the whole, Dr. Gerbia says, are you doing the BlackRock tactic of real estate? I don't know. Okay, we got that. I'd say we're go. Yeah, we are definitely go. Okay, we've basically completed this mission. Boom. In 2 hours, that building will be done. Now, we do have to tear these down. Hopefully, they should... We can technically cheese a little bit more, I think, by selling this. There. Let's actually see what demolishing these are going to be. 40,000. Alright. In 3 hours, the mission will be completed. Lynn Hero says, where can this game be found? Is it on Steam? No, it is, in fact, a physical copy. So, mission completed. There we go. Yeah, you can cheese some of these fairly easily. Alright, so... Life Cavalier says, surprised Joe Biden didn't make a game about doing business deals with Hunter. Yeah. Paul Schlock says, build that wall. Yep. Alright, we'll do this.
Corner the market in London in 60 months. This sounds easy, but you have to act quickly to earn the money required to buy up every building in London. Don't move without strategy.
Okay. This is going to be one of the longer missions because you have to buy all of these pieces of real estate in the city of London. Not the ones that are already built up, just the ones that are actually... this. Okay, we'll buy that one. We'll buy this one. Part of the problem is also buying these properties like this. Okay, we'll do that. We will also buy some stuff elsewhere. Partially because of the time zone system, and also partially because you really want to get as much as what this is going to do, the more I start buying from the same area, it's going to start jacking up the property values in that area. So we do really want to diversify our assets for that reason very specifically. Alright, Lynn Hero says, damn, I was about to send gifts of this game to some lib friends as a joke. You could still do that, for what it's worth. You could go ahead and get some physical copies of it. I don't think the game is that expensive. I haven't checked it in a little while. But I don't think it's that expensive, so you could buy copies of the game and send physical copies off, but you would have to know where these friends are exactly and all that to do. Laugh Cavalier says, that looks way too nice for London. Well, you have to remember, this is London from 2002. You know. Alright, so anyways... Aura says, if only construction in real life would be this fast. Here in my town, we have been waiting 5 years for the renovation of one fucking building. Oh yeah, renovations also in this game take way longer than actually building new stuff altogether. So, it's a good idea as part of the strategy to build what you want first before deciding, oh, I don't want that, I need to renovate. This includes things like quality building and things like that. So this is going to be completed in 28 hours. I could take out loans, but I don't really want... Actually, what I could do, now that I think about it, is start buying up as much property as I can early game, in the hopes that I will be able to use some of it to... So this style seems to be the most expensive, but... hopefully it increases the property value yet further. Problem is that's going to also, like I said, impact the ability to actually buy new property. So let's actually see what we can do. I want to start with as much of the 5-star stuff as possible. So we got that property. It's going to get really expensive, which is part of the reason why I'm buying it before developing it. So, but here's a 5-star location right here. I think this little plan should do quite nicely, though. Johnny O'Malley says, I'm not surprised by the lack of progress. Or Jordan Boyd says, you ever write Mises? I think I have read a little bit of Mises, but it's been a while. Lynn Harris says to Johnny, if I knew that what that was, maybe. Johnny says to Dr. Grubius, at the time this game was released, London was still going through some of the worst years of gun violence they ever had. They outlawed guns in 97. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's actually interesting that when the Brits outlawed guns, they actually saw an increase in murders to the point that the British politicians basically got more of their own citizens killed than the thing that caused the gun control to get put into place in the first place. But you know. Okay, that is enough to definitely... We do want to basically get as much property valued up as possible, like that. Ooh. Technically, we could potentially buy all the stuff we want now, I suppose. But really, as a fallback, I think it's a good idea to prioritize building stuff right now anyways. We'll do that. These buildings are going to take us a little while to build, so... Alright, so that's one more down. Once I get up to enough to actually buy another... Ooh. That's some of the best office prices I've seen in this game, so that's good. We are saturating the market, which is why the prices are going down for the selling, so it's a good idea to just wait at that point, and then... Alright, so I'm thinking we've got enough to actually upgrade or build this into what we want. There we go. It's probably going to raise the prices of real estate that we're buying up, but we do have the backup assets, I guess, at this point, so let's go ahead and see what else we should buy. Like I said, I'm going to prioritize buying the highest value stuff first. 4-star. There we go. 3-star, that'll do. And another... ooh, a 2-star, let's not. 1-star. 3-star. All right. Okay, my little plan does seem to be working a little bit. Value is going ridiculously high up. There. We'll just wait for them to cool down on that. So we have still value stuff that we can sell here. And it's March now, basically, so that's good. Alright. Johnny Malley says, and the main reason gun violence later went down is because criminals moved on to using other means of violence, knives, hammers, acid. Yes. Yeah, funny how that works. Turns out banning stuff doesn't... banning weapons doesn't automatically make the crime go down. Dr. Grubia says, perfection is an enemy to done. We cannot cry over every single issue. Penne Alavodka says, Donald had a video game? Yes, he did. Okay, we do have these, and because it's a new month, we now have new buyers. So the value has gone up high enough that we could try buying a little bit more here. Alright. Has the value actually... no, it hasn't. Oh, God. There. I don't want them constantly rejecting me, so... unfortunately, you can already see the value of these properties skyrocketing. I mean, yeah, $500,000 just for that plot right there is, that one. This one's over $1 million for a 1-star plot. And it's probably gonna, okay, finally. But we do have a lot of shops we can sell and stuff like that. We can also technically rent these out, but for these missions like this, probably a good idea to go with just selling them, since we're wanting to do this quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and actually... ooh, there we go. We'll wait till April, that way the values for the other... oh god, I sold it at dirt cheap. No! That was a bad deal, that last one. Okay. Or it says, you know, I changed my mind. The next Donald Trump game must be about buying and selling planets. Okay. We just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more properties, and we are done. Oh, and it's April now. And you know what that means. That value has increased. Unfortunately, the value of the property is probably also skyrocketed because, you know. But we are making enough headway that I think we should be able to buy most of what's left at this. If it really comes down to it, we can take out a loan and buy what's left, but we got that. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one. Just have 3 more. And you know what? At this point, let's take out another loan. $3.5 million for the property. Holy cow. $4 million for the holy god, this is going to be brutal. Oh god, $5 million. Okay, let's just do this. Now, we will have to wait until... Or not. We'll wait until we can actually buy that, and then once we buy it, we should be mission complete. With a whole bunch of debt, but that's okay. Banal Layman says, I wish I could make money, but licensing out my name and also sell high. April, that brings to my April Fools that Trump and Elon are preparing. Okay, now we can boop and just finish the mission. Wonderful! Real estate tycoons around the world are becoming to take notice of your work. Anyone who can corner the market in the historic city of London is a force to be reckoned with. Here's a tip for the future. It is much easier to make money by purchasing buildings that have good locations in poor condition than buying buildings with poor locations. Alright. And that mission is done, so I believe, once again, we'll be as Pepe, and we'll do mission 4.
Now it's getting tough. Be the king of the skyline and create the tallest building in each of 5 cities. The buildings must each have 12 floors. Don't make any mistakes. You're short on time. The mission has to be completed in just 72 months.
Seems simple enough. Especially since we know exactly how to... Boom. Alright, we'll sell that, make a quick profit off of that. Penne says, you think that one chick is telling the truth about being Elon's new baby mama or something? Don't know. Okay, so this is the property I typically go for in New York because it's small. Small properties are good because you can still make 12 stories and complete the mission. And it's just easier and cheaper to acquire them. With Paris, we're probably going to be... Oh, this one could actually work. Okay. Just buy this property here. We'll be good. But yeah, once we finish that, this thing here, we should be all set to then expand by building another one elsewhere and selling off all the property value there. Technically, I could lower the quality, make these things as cheap and crummy as possible, and that would complete the mission and actually possibly complete it faster, but the downside is that it does lower the amount of money that you get from selling off all the stuff on this, so I'm going to go with it's probably better to do what I'm doing right now. Penne says, New York looks like shit in this game, very accurate from my experience. Well, you do have to remember this is this is 2002 New York, so yeah, the city has certainly looked better. Wondering what these two plots that are side by side are supposed to be. Anyways, let's go ahead and see how close we are to finishing this building. 20 hours, okay. So yeah, we'll just wait for that to complete, and then we will move on from there. The game does actually give you a fairly generous amount of time to complete the missions, for what it's worth, so I'm not sure I would call it particularly challenging. It's just doing it fast could be a little on the tricky side sometimes, but that's okay. Alright. But yeah, in my experience, London and Paris are pretty have some good properties there as well. I tend to go there a lot in this because, well, some very easy ones to make quick bank on. But LA is also a really good one, apparently, because you've got these plots here that are pretty good. This one here, once you get them. So that, let's wait until I finish constructing this here. Johnny O'Malley says, yeah, I was wondering if I would be tempted to make a joke where I say, don't bring up what happened the year before 2002. Don't bring up what happened the year before. Yeah. Alright, so we are at 4 hours left. So we should be done with building this at around noon in-game time. That's alright. We're currently in February, so should be putting on to March soon, I would suspect. And once this is done, let's see what... Ooh, okay. There's the value. It's probably not as much as we really wanted, so I'm probably going to do the whole trick of using the cheaper style building because I can save $500,000 or so on that. And okay, there's a good value. Okay. Now we'll just build in Paris. We'll leave it as the default style. And that gives us enough money to try buying up a property in London. Saves us some later hassle. So I will go with this one. Boom. Alright, we got ourselves now, and once Paris is done, we'll have London as well. We can work on, and then this property here in Atlantic is what I'm after. And of course this one in New York. Oh, we still have... So once it hits March, we should be able to sell that final shop off. Or alternatively, we could do a loan, do renting out. Which we can do and probably should do. Let's see if it'll actually lead to an investment in return on investment there. Jordan Boyd says, how can you efficiently break someone away from a Marxist mindset? Lots of my friends are unfortunately caving to it. The thing is, my strategy in dealing with Marxists hasn't really been to convince the Marxists themselves. It has typically been to show that the Marxists are absolutely ridiculous to everyone else watching. So, I have actually gotten a few of them, I think, to turn away from being Marxist, but it's been more of a convenient, benefit than something that was necessarily intended. The Trolls Windboy says, what game is it? We are playing Donald Trump's Real Estate Tycoon. This is a game that came out back in 2002, and yes, it does in fact have the actual voice of Donald Trump in it.
Now it's getting tough.
As you can see.
Be the king of the skyline and create the tallest building.
Ura says, take away their internet, their phones, and their entertainment, and send them to the mines and tell them, here you go, enjoy. Well, you could do that, Or you could point out that their utopia already exists, where they are guaranteed free food, free housing, and free healthcare, and it's called prison. But, you know. Pene Alavadka says, show them Vosh's goon tax folder. Yeah, that is also a thing. You could also start pointing out all the really, really messed up things that Marxists have argued in the past. Talking very specifically about what Mario Miele argued towards gay communism and what Wilhelm Reich argued in Psychology of Fascism, both of which were far leftist, by the way. But some of the other stuff, I would say also I would also start pointing out a lot, but yeah, point out a lot of the really weird stuff that they wanted. Ora says, but prison costs us money to feed them. It does, but that's also part of the utopia experience that they want. They want everyone else to pay for their stuff. So, you know. But it's the sheer fact that you tell them that essentially their ever mythical real communism is in fact a punishment in Western society. Well, the very fact of that is kind of damning to the ideology of Marxism. Okay, so it does look like we're going to make some money, but not really enough to really, at least not this month. We still have a bunch of shops. Ooh, actually, the shops might be able enough to make a difference there. So we do have the property in London. Yeah, we could definitely buy another property in LA, or in Atlantic, which is going next. Okay, so yeah, that's what I will do. That finishes that objective. Or I could go with the New York one. I think I'll go with the New York one because I think that's cheaper. Or it was. Thanks, game. Okay. So we now do have Atlantic under our belt. Oh, we actually did get this. Okay, we technically have all the buildings we need at this stage. We just need to finish, or all the plots. We just need to finish construction and then we are good. Pene Alavadka says, was North Korea and the USSR not enough to show them the failings of Marx? It wasn't, and the reason why, sadly, is because the communists will fall back on the ever-prevalent excuse of, but it wasn't real communism. Which is like saying that you... Here's the thing about them trying to argue that, though. If they're going to argue that real communism has never been tried, which is the second line that usually follows with that, then simply point out that they're essentially arguing that every single communist in history was a charlatan. But also, you can actually take it even a step further. See, the certain individual See, there's a certain individual, historically speaking, that stated that all the communists were charlatans, that they were all secretly capitalists in disguise trying to basically gain more power. That individual was Adolf Hitler. So, basically, by all the communists arguing that real communism has never been tried and that every single communist in history has secretly been a state capitalist, just point out that the communists are essentially arguing that Hitler was right about communism. That's how you really piss them off. And the thing is, it is unironically what they're arguing. The progressives are in fact arguing that Hitler was right about communism when they're arguing that real communism has never been tried. Pene says, guaranteed housing and food sounds like sharecropping. Is Marxism just a retarded version of sharecropping? More to it than that, sadly. It gets much, much worse, but... Johnny says, I'm almost surprised by how many horrible things I've seen far leftists do and say in the last few years. Almost. Yeah, the almost part is because we've seen all this horrific stuff before, is the thing. Well said, Asa. Thank you very much. So yeah, once we get this building built, we'll then be able to move on to either New York or Atlantic. And from there, we'll build... We could actually take out Loan and just basically finish this slightly faster. Johnny says, and failed artist was a communist in 1919? Correct. He was, in fact, a member of the Bavarian Soviet Republic, an elected official of the Bavarian Soviet Republic in 1919. The Bavarian Soviet Republic that was personally praised by Vladimir Lenin. A fact that communists do not like being brought up. And also, and a feminist version of his book was praised by modern leftists. Also correct. Yeah, a bunch of professors basically trolled the college system, the academic system, by making a feminist rewrite of Mein Kampf, and they had all these feminists talking about how it promotes a strong sense of feminine solidarity and praising it. I'm not too satisfied with the... See, did I actually make any... Okay, so I've made 75k from the rent, which is okay. But if you want to speed this stuff up, you kind of really want to. Let's see what I have to play with in terms of money. Well, it doesn't really matter now because it is so late that I can't actually do anything there. So instead, we'll just... It is now May, and we now have much more value on our property. Boom. Okay, 5 million. That is definitely enough to work with for most things. Technically, I could cheap out and still get this mission done. But I'm gonna just get a loan. This will finish the mission. Nathan X2000 says, you making America great again, Ace? Oh, you know it. I'm also building in London and in Paris as well. So it's not just America benefiting. Ura says, the one and only Nathan is here. Indeed. Ura says, when I hear feminine solidarity, it translates into Cult of Venus, with bald women everywhere reciting some kind of sexist mantra. Yes! Well, since I have more money left, I'm going to see what else I can buy. You can also buy actual properties like this and basically improve them if you really, really want to. There's a couple things you can do with that. Ooh, some good high-end quality properties here. Boom. My offer was turned down. Oh no. Ah, darn it. That's it. I'm going to Paris and seeing what else I can find. I think I'll go with this one. Okay, we'll do this one. Boom. Okay. Yeah, you can buy property like this one, for example, is Ooh, it's actually not too bad in terms of price, and I could definitely make it work. Now, we'll buy this and we'll renovate it. And we will turn these offices into shops. Except I don't have enough money. We will renovate it. And improve the quality. Now, we will have a high quality building there we can sell more valuable property out of. So yeah, that's an example of you, and you'll notice it takes a long time to actually renovate stuff in this. Well, a long time in comparison to, you know. So 14 hours for that one, 12 hours for that one, and once we're done, boom, another property bought. Pene says, found out my tax money was not going to the shark agreement, meaning I do not own a shark. I am sad. Aww. Alright, so in 18 hours that building will be ready. Technically by then the mission will be finished anyway, so it didn't really matter, but that's okay. Long-term investment after all, right? We have earned $150,000 from rent. So there is a point to renting out property in this game, definitely. As a long-term strategy, yeah, it will earn you a fairly pretty penny. Ooh. We can sell this while we wait for the mission to complete. Mission completed. Perhaps you need something more challenging. Congratulations on conquering the skyline. Make certain that when you build taller buildings that you have determined the best allocation of your space between offices, shops, and condos. Correct. For me, I just typically do 633 as the build. Because these shops do not mess around. So we've done mission 4, I believe that was. So now we can do the final mission before the battle. And we'll just do the mission 5 and that'll be it, I think.
New York needs more offices. You have to change 20 condos into offices in 73 months to complete this final mission. Start buying condos and convert the condos into offices by renovating the building. This will take some time and be expensive, but as a good real estate tycoon, you know where to earn the money you need.
Indeed, I do. Now, we'll start by buying a couple of really good properties here, but I'm thinking we'll go with one that's pretty crummy in terms of quality, but does have a perfectly usable location. So this one is actually pretty good. Not that one that much. I mean, that's the problem is that one's got. Okay, we'll just go with this one for a start. Now, what do we have to offer? A whole bunch of condos, which we could sell. But what we'll actually do is renovate and turn these condos, all 6 of them, into 6 more office. We'll improve the quality. This one is a great location. The problem is it's just so expensive. This one's actually cheaper, but it is also significantly smaller. This one I could make use of, maybe. Let's see what we've got to work with in old London town. I just need a building that is not in good condition. There we go. I don't care if it's not that big. It's should be perfectly suitable for what we have in mind. Renovating. Ooh, perfect. Alright, renovating these into high quality should be excellent. Because then we'll be able to have some really nice property we could sell in London. And that will allow us to basically get a whole bunch of property value sold out of that. Nathan says, Panay says, I wish the best, bro, my shark I named today. May he eat well and live 300 years. Roche says, the only shark I would pay for this is the land shark from Armed and Dangerous. Oh, that was a glorious game. Nathan says, the same way the Soviets turned the Eiffel Tower into a Tesla coil in RE2, with this game, you reckon you could stick a revolving McDonald's M instead as America? No, as America, we will invent a ray gun that makes everyone crave McDonald's. Pene a la vodka says McMaricas. Mr. Vibecheck says, ew, France. The accordion music is going to attract the burnt people and plague rats. Oh dear. Let's see what the properties in London are looking like. So 9 hours and 14 hours. Okay. And they are already looking significantly nicer. So I should be able to make a pretty penny just buying and selling these. Oh, these are perfect once I get the money. In 2 hours, that'll be finished. Unfortunately, that's going to be after the... But wait, I can still sell this stuff. Okay. Boom. Alright. That should definitely be enough to work with as far as the... Alright, now let's see what else we've got here to play with. Another shop section. Perfect. Buying the property here in London seems to have been a good idea. And now we can start doing the same once again here. Five condos, so... Boom. See what else I can buy in London that's very, very valuable. Or prime real estate, at the very least, once I develop it properly. There we go. It's not a big building, but we can definitely improve its quality to such a degree that it doesn't matter. So in 29 hours that building will be done, and 68 hours that one will be done. That one is okay, is good location, but I want a better location, so yeah, that one's close to what I'm after. That one is ideal. We'll just, once we afford it, we'll buy this. We will then renovate it to the highest quality, and then we'll be golden. Johnny O'Malley says this game actually came out the same year as the remake of the first Resident Evil game. Yeah, true. Yeah, yep. Alright, so let's see what else we've got. We've got some condos here, and it's not the new month yet, sadly. Oh, actually, wait, now it is! I guess we'll wait till the values go back up. Okay, so this building will be completed in 15 hours. This one still has a good ways left to go, but that's okay. Let's read some more of the comments, since YouTube is doing its usual thing of hiding them. Or it says, conditions shit. Ace, I want that building. Yeah, pretty much. Because you can make it a nice building again. And when you do... Okay, this one looks like it could be a prime real estate. I'm gonna go with... This one is, In 4 hours, that building will definitely be ready. And then we will be able to start selling out the office space, or at the very bare minimum, renting it out and making a pretty penny out while doing it. Oh, look. It should now, yes. Problem is, the office space is just not very valuable. But we did just buy enough there that should, or get enough money that we should be able to just renovate another building. Pene Olivadka says the Resident Evil 1 remake looked very good for a GameCube game. Yeah, well, GameCube games in general had a habit of looking pretty good, to be fair. Like, there we are. We should definitely be able to afford that, yes. 5 more, okay. Alright, this will take... Oh, no, I don't have enough money. Well, I could sell out the shops. No one's interested in them. Let's see what London's working with now. Okay, that's good. Condos are not that good of value, but we can definitely make that work. There we are. Okay, now we can convert this building like we wanted. Alright, I'm happy with that. And then this one will be done in 14 hours. That's good. We're not really rushing this, but that's fine. Let's see how much time we got left. 71 months. Yeah, this game is pretty easy with the first 5 missions. It's only when you get to competing with Trump that it actually really starts to get a meaty challenge. It's more just trying to keep the pace with him, so... But I think for what we're doing here, this should... Ooh, okay. Just not very valuable here. Okay, I think my best play is to look, see what I can find that's not that great in quality, but close. That's more like it. It's just that it's a shame that it's, you know, as expensive as it is. Alright, let's see what we've... Ooh, this should be done. So let's see... Oh, no shops. Let's actually see if we can start renting these things out. There, we'll rent out a couple of these, like that. That should get us some money going through just renting out the properties, so that's something. A steady stream of income, if a slow one. Now this building we could make good use of, if they will let me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is renovate that. I'll start renting out the property and seeing what that does. Should hopefully cause the value to... Sonny Mitten says, hashtag all Democrats are fascist. All Adolf Hitler was socialist, just the national kind, so they know better than him. Spicy meatball, but, well, with the way they've been acting these past few years, are you really wrong at that point? Let's see what we can find for... I'll just see what that looks like on the... hopefully by the next month, the money will start to pour in. Aristocrat Thu says, hello, I had no idea a game like this existed. Yep, and they even got John Old himself to do the voice lines, so... So let's see what we're looking at here. In 10 hours, we'll be able to start renting out the property here and seeing how that goes. Now, I do believe I've basically... We're into May now, so that's good. So we should have a whole bunch of new buyers. The Pepe company will continue to grow. So in there, we got what? Alright, let's see what's going on in London town now. $10,000 per month, which seems like a good idea. At least for a long-term investment, this seems like a really good idea. So let's see how we're doing. 50,000 already, and this is really going to cause it to really skyrocket in terms of amount, so that's good. This building is still getting finished, and we are, let's see what else we've got here. Sunny Mitten says, anti-socialist, red, scared, and proud. So yeah, I hope everyone is having a lovely day. I know I most certainly am. Plan here, I think, is once I'm finished with this, we'll rent out those, see how we go with the whole monetary situation. If it's a whole by a day thing, that would be even better, but I think it's a by month sort of situation, so technically I could take out a loan right now and potentially get this mission completed as quickly as possible, but what I'm going to go for instead is looking at it. I think this is actually a pretty good location here. The condition is just enough to make it cheap.
Boy, there's lots of traffic. How about a golf course somewhere? This city's busy. Are there any golf courses here?
So you can't actually talk to people. That's interesting. See what this under.
Tried the fish and chips. Have you tried the fish and chips?
Where can I get a cheeseburger around here?
First person I click on in Paris is an American.
I
Lovely.
would pay top dollar for a view of the tower.
Ah, perhaps you are seeking love, no?
I would pay top dollar for a view of the tower.
I'm having a very peaceful day, Ace. Thank you for asking. Good to hear. Sunny Mitten says, knowing how vegans don't have cafes, otherwise they'd still be in business. Alright, so let's see what, look, yeah, the rent amount is definitely going to cause the monetary value there to skyrocket, which is nice. Oh, we basically doubled the amount of money we got from that, I'm pretty sure. Yep. So that's a nice amount. And I'm pretty sure we can basically sell some stuff from here and do the whole rent thing again and then end up with... It is a long-term investment sort of strategy, but once you do invest that kind of amount in, we can really take this pretty far. Okay, that's... Gonna stop on that. Alright, now we can, and probably at this point should take out a loan. We'll actually do this correctly this time. Already have 5 offices there. So we'll build that.
Oh goodness, everything's so very expensive here.
Alright. We could, and probably at this point, should get a property in Paris now. Let's start. Yep, there we are. We'll just do that. My little strategy of selling to make a whole bunch of money and then finish off this mission. Or it says, there seems to be some problems with those voices. Yes, a little bit. JDev says, vegan cafes are like vegan pets. They have a very short lifespan. Vegans killing them. Lol. Sonny Mitten says, Trump Tower is just becoming an international wide brand. Soon even North Korea will be made great again with the investment. Johnny O'Malley says, I want to make a joke involving 2002 France, but all I can think of are Ubisoft jokes and one or two that involve the election that was happening in France that year. Ooh, okay. We could actually buy this building. The condition is just about right. Oh, I don't have the money. Unfortunate. Well, I could do the whole thing. Ooh, I could actually just sell some of these shops and then put the investment right back in. Yeah, so let's cheese the system a little bit. Alright, I think with this building renovated, we should be basically done with this mission too, and that would be a good stopping point, because we've been at it for about an hour and 15 minutes. We've had some fun doing it, though, of course. But we have also beaten all of the main game's missions, aside from, you know, actually facing off with Trump. Okay, now, let's do that. Boom.
Congratulations, you have proven yourself to be a highly worthy opponent. I can see your future is very bright in the wonderful world of real estate.
Impressive! You are now ready to venture into the real estate industry on your own. As you return to the main menu, a new icon will appear entitled Battle. This button will begin an all-out battle between yourself and the king of real estate, Donald Trump. If you feel that you're up to the challenge, use the slider buttons on the main menu to increase the game difficulty and length. Congratulations. Alright. And I think that's a good... Oh, well, yeah. It'll actually show up here now. Yeah, the game just hard exited there. Yeah. But yeah, we could click on that if we want to, but I think is a good stopping point, so let's go ahead and do that. So, yeah, this has been Ace. I hope you've enjoyed watching me play Donald Trump's Real Estate Tycoon as much as I've enjoyed playing it, and I hope to see you all again soon. Until then, take care. Ace out.